up, guys? I'm Patrick from Conquer Custom, and this is my 1954 Chevrolet panel truck. Now, before I get into the background of this bad boy and tell you what we've done, I'm going to start this whole video off by telling you this thing is going to Mecum, and I want to know what you guys think it'll actually pull out there. What do you think that this sweet old Patina truck is actually worth?
$1 million.
This panel came to me about a year ago where I had this wild idea that we were going to turn this thing into a dragster. We were going to participate in Sick Week and go after that award where you don't have a trailer with you. We figured we could pack everything we need into the back of this bad boy. Don't need a trailer. But this thing is huge. It would have weighed a ton. It would have been a slow dragster. So we abandoned that idea and it just kind of sat around here until we had a vehicle come in that had an air ride chassis underneath it and a small block. Didn't run very well. And they decided they had wanted to upgrade to a brand new chassis, LS swap, all that kind of stuff that we normally do. So we obliged. And I bought the old chassis from them, stretched it, and we stuffed it underneath of this bad boy.
Wow, that's amazing.
Go under the hood. We got our little small block Chevy. I think it's a 283 according to the numbers on it, but I don't know. But then we threw a nice little Holley sniper on up under there. So this thing fires up every single time. Nice aluminum radiator, electric fan, bigger output alternator. But other than that, relatively how it arrived here. Now the truck itself, as you can see, we've had to make a couple of modifications. We had to use a jack shaft steering. I don't know if you guys have ever seen anything like this before, but I've done it on motorcycles in the past. Basically, we ran our steering column out of the firewall, welded a sprocket onto the end of it, welded a sprocket onto the original steering for the Pontiac chassis that we put underneath this thing, and, you know, put a chain on it. Works like a champ. Anybody that says it ain't safe, man, you ain't really living. Now inside of this bad boy, we installed some nice bucket seats. Oh, leather, yeah. It's still the original steering wheel, original dash. We reworked the original brake pedal, installed our new cable for the Holley sniper system, but everything else in here is pretty much original stuff. We took the original gauge bezels and removed them and put in fresh gauges, so it's got, you know, all the nice readings from normal gauges and a GPS speedometer, and then we've got the Holley sniper built into it. For the rest of the interior, we did some real fine carpentry work in here. You know, good enough for an old panel truck. It's still got a good section of the original wood in here with the metal strips in it. It's really thick, heavy-duty wood, actually, that it withstood the test of time pretty well. As far as rust goes, honestly, the size in this thing are pretty incredibly rust-free. Got a nice little shifter jobber here for our 700 R4 overdrive transmission. In the back of this bad boy, original handle still works. And then we did a sweet gate lock for the other side. Functional. We installed a new section of wood flooring back here because we moved the air system a little lower into the frame, and it allowed us to get the floor, you know, not flat, but a lot better where you could slide some stuff in and out of here and not have a whole lot of problem. Obviously, we had to do a little patchwork on the wheel wells here when we added in all this air system, but all in all, not too bad. All right, let's take a gandered ski underneath this bad boy. So as you can see there, we got our air tank. Up above it are two compressors, all wired in right there, nice and tidy like. It was a rather simple design, but it all really worked well, surprisingly. So we just kind of left it. It's made up with our Holley sniper. We put a brand new fuel cell in here near the original spot where a gas tank would have gone, except this is obviously a better setup. Air ride and the sniper, that's cool, but this is really the piece de la resistance. This Patina is the real deal. This truck came out of Missouri. It was used at an inn, apparently, where they were providing food to their residents that were staying at the hotel. Now, this truck, I mean, it is absolutely one of a kind when it comes to this Patina. You can't replicate it. As you can see here on the hood, it was an odd color, so I kind of messed around with it, did some color adding to it, did some sanding and some rusting, and I kind of made it match the real Patina on this thing. But this is actually a fabricated Patina, and it's very easy to tell the difference between the two, in my opinion. It came out decent, but it's obviously not the original patina on the hood. It would have been much more rusty and much more of the lighter colors on it. But all in all, still came out really cool. And it's awesome to see this hand lettering still on the truck. We did a satin clear coat over top of the entire thing after we rust treated it, so it won't rust any further, and it all is going to just stay there for eternity. And don't worry, the bullet hole, no extra charge. That's free. This is a 1954, so it's got the one-piece windshield. That's a very highly desirable option to me. I don't like the two pieces. This looks a hell of a lot cleaner in my opinion. It had this really cool hood emblem on it. I didn't want to include this in the sale. I wanted to keep this thing. I haven't seen one of these before. I don't know if it's the original one or if it's something somebody added, but it's friggin' rad in my opinion. We rewired the entire vehicle. It's got LED headlights, fresh wiring throughout the entire inside of it. It's got turn signals and hazards and brake lights. Added on some mirrors there, real fancy types. And then in the back, we added in some nice LED strip brake lights underneath it. So you got turn signals, brake lights, all the stuff to make it road legal. Roof's in good shape. This thing is pretty dang nice. All that stuff's well and good. Now it's time to take this thing for a spin and see how this air ride performs out on the road. Noah, how do you think it'll do?
It's gonna do great. This thing's awesome, man. It's perfect daily.
All right, let's take this baby for a cruise. Holley Sniper EFI. It's way better than a carburetor. Works every single time. Pump her in. Drum brakes on it, but it has the best drum brakes I've ever experienced. Like, this thing will throw you through the windshield. Watch out now. Watch out, we coming through. This thing ain't got no air conditioning, but it's got nature conditioning. It's got that sweet flap that feeds the air down into here. It's pretty nice. All in all, this thing rides pretty smooth. I mean, it's like riding around on a bouncy little cloud. The steering on it's fantastic. You got this 18-inch steering wheel. Very little play in it. Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Impressed with the brakes on here, man. You did a great job with that pedal. What do you think the 0 to 60 is in this thing? 24. Woo! Damn, bro. 15. Not bad. Honestly, this thing's not bad for a gigantic tank. I don't know that I would want to go really fast in it because it's an air ride car, and cars that have air ride generally aren't that stable, but I don't know. It's a fun cruiser, man. Dude, that's the coolest part right there, man. Just dropping this thing when you get somewhere. So cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cruising this thing around has been an absolute joy. Everywhere we go, people are excited about it. They see it, they're like, oh my God, I love that patina. What's the story behind it? It's so cool that you guys are out cruising this thing. And it's just, I mean, it's a blast to drive. You can obviously pack it full of all kinds of stuff, go on a road trip, take the whole family with you, put a ratchet strap around the kids in the back and call it good. It's a fun truck. This isn't a pristine, perfect vehicle, but it's absolutely cool to drive around. However, it's really hard to call what this thing is going to bring because there just isn't any market research on the thing. I looked through Mecum, and through like 10 years of history, I couldn't find any true comps for this thing. It's really weird. There's lots of trucks, but nothing like this. Comp research had all kinds of stuff. This 51 that's all jacked up, super nice, like 90s versions of restorations, but this primer one was the only one that wasn't nice. It didn't bring squat, but it was junk. None of them had this rockin' patina like mine has. The EFI, I mean, there's really no comparable ones out there in the market to see.
The patina on this thing is so cool, man, right? And like, how about the fact that this barbecue truck at our barbecue place, what happened, dude?
The owner is from Plattsburgh, Missouri.
Right.
And he even knows the Tillmans.
He knows the Tillmans. How crazy is that? What a small world. We're in Tampa, Florida. We're driving around in this random patina old barbecue truck, and the owner of the barbecue place that we go to all the time is from this place. He knows these guys. That's wild, right? That doesn't happen. That happens in like movies. Well, there it is, 1954 panel truck, 3800. It's extended long model, air ride, Holley Sniper EFI, reliability, good brakes. What do you guys think that this is gonna bring at Mecum? I'm hoping for at least that like 15, 20K mark. It's not a very expensive vehicle. It's made out of stuff we had laying around. This isn't no $100,000 truck. No crazy ideas, but what do you guys think this thing is actually gonna pull? See you at Mecum.